Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another fleet guide video. Now you'll be able to find this and all my other fleet guides on my SWGOH Life website. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. There'll be a link in the description below. Already done a similar counter guide for Chimaera. This time we'll be countering Malevolence, so I've got 8 battles in total here for you today. I'll be starting off here with Negotiator, which I think is like the most straightforward, high banner but not overkill battle versus Malevolence. Then I'll show you what I think is like 3 counters that can work, you know, they're semi-reliable depending on the assists there from Spy and Vulture droids, then 2 overkills, and then finally finish off with 2 battles that you shouldn't really be trying them unless you really have no other choice. But anyway, the choice of starting lineup for Negotiator, I like to use 5s in there, just so you know we can put a hit on Hyena Bomber, then Hyena Bomber gets turn meter, will do its AoEs, so we don't get assists already straight out of the gate. Whenever Hyena Bomber does that, there we go, perfect. Okay, so here we go, let's go ahead, do now a mass assist over there. Like, unfortunately no target lock there on Vulture droid, but we'll just have to work with it. So what you want to try and do here is get a buff immunity over on Sanfak. So you can't taunt, and now you can just go ahead, finish off the last remaining Vulture droid, so it doesn't get now buzz droids out on you, buff immunity and things like that. You just want to get rid of that Vulture droid first, and now just gonna burn down Sanfak, because eventually when it loses days, it will start getting bonus turn meter whenever one of your allies that have buffs takes a turn, and you know, as you can see, everybody will constantly have buffs on them more or less anyways. Here we go, let's apply unending loyalty and keep going after Sanfak here. Down he goes. Let's just go ahead now and put a critical damage immunity over on Y-Wing, because it will take a few hits now, especially when Spy reinforces as well. Let's just go ahead and bring in a Rex, so we can now constantly keep spamming turn meter to Anakin, and Anakin can do what Anakin does the best, which is, you know, doing his basic that can't be avoided, so Spy will not be able to dodge that. But here, first I start off with an AoE, there we go, got buff immunity over on Spy, so can't gain stealth. I can go ahead, finish off Spy, you know, just a case of finishing off Hyena Bomber, and this win is in the bag. Up next, we got 3 battles that are, you know, okay-ish, I guess, to do. They're kind of, I guess, your second choice, really, unless, you know, you have Executor or Profundity for an overkill. Not as clean as and as consistent Negotiator, but still semi-reliable. At least you can tear apart most of the fleet and then maybe just clean up with something very, very easily. By the way, kicking off, just get the foresight on your TIE fighter, so when he does evade, we get some bonus turn meter for Chimaera. Just basic over there on Sanfak, so you get target lock, then we get a taunt on our bomber. Okay, perfect. We got turn meter now, and now we can just go ahead already, cleanse up those buzz droids, so no assists until they get more buzz droids on us. Then here we can just go ahead, do an AoE here. Apply pursuit target, I guess, on Sanfak. There we go, do an AoE again. Here second sister is only gear 11, so you know, could be doing more damage when reliced, but anyway, her main utility here is really to cleanse off all those debuffs on your guys. Let's go ahead, finish off Sanfak. It wasn't quite big enough. Come on, that should do it. Let's go, perfect. Now let's just keep working on Hyena Bomber now. You could go after Vulture, but then you feed turn meter, you know, it's always that balancing act here versus Malevolence, not to feed too much turn meter to it by killing off Vulture droids. So I'm just gonna call here TIE Advance for the assist. Alright, they expose now TIE Advance, and this is a bit of an RNG always when Spy comes in. That's why I like these 3 counters I'll be showing you now. I wouldn't say they're like the most reliable just because Spy is that X factor in here, the wild card, really. You never know who he's gonna expose. Sometimes it will use the mass assist ability, sometimes not, so I'm not really sure what the exact logic is behind the AI there. When does it exactly use the mass assist? I didn't see any consistent patterns, really. I'm going to bring in Gauntlet as a second reinforcement just to again get those buzzes off us, and then you just have to dance here with Spy. Every time you critically hit him, it will go into stealth. Eventually it comes out and you can just go ahead and use ultimate on it, and this will insta kill it, no issues whatsoever. Up next, we've got Home 1. Home 1 is similar, actually quite similar like Chimaera, I would say. It kind of works, but it's not pretty, it's not clean if they get too many assists on you. But you will need a fast, obviously, their Bistance, so both pilots relic for Bistance viewing, starting there with Falcon, obviously, and Biggs. Let's get target locks going so we can assist. This is where, obviously, the passive cleansing from Falcon will come in handy. They have a stun on Biggs. So let's just go ahead here, do mass assist over on Hyena Bomber. I have to start working on Hyena Bomber because now when Vulture goes, it will apply both Buzz Droids and buff immunity, and now Biggs can cleanse. So when Hyena gets a turn, no assist because those Buzz Droids were cleansed. So that's why here also with Falcon you want to save the spinning trick for after you get Buzz Droids on you, so you can go ahead and cleanse them off. We lost Biggs there, doesn't matter, we'll keep pushing. Let's bring in Cassian. There we go, finally finish off Hyena Bomber. All we have to do is take out Vulture. Not so fast. Spy coming in, one-shotting there Cassian with all those assists. So we'll just keep going after Vulture Droid there, the OG one. There we go, finish it off. And now we just have to finish off Spy. Let's go ahead, clean up Bistance viewing there. They're getting more Vulture droids now on the field. Just go ahead, make sure Falcon is in hiding. There we go. Now we again have to a little bit play with Spy here. Let's see if we can keep Bistance viewing alive. So I'm gonna bring in a Y-Wing now just to protect Bistance. So again, trying to spread the damage. I'm not trying to take anybody out just yet. You don't want to kill off Vulture droids too fast. But anyway, here we go. We just have to finish off Spy and that will be the end of the battle. And here we go, Finalizer, similar like Oman. It kind of does work, but it's gonna be messy and you will need a cleanser. Like Plo is the best choice, but if you can't sacrifice Poe, you could also maybe bring in Gauntlet as well for the cleanse. But obviously Plo is much better. It's got turn meter boost. You can put a taunt on somebody. It's definitely a great ship here that you will need, because Finalizer, they have no way of cleansing otherwise the fleet itself. You'll want to put Hunted on Sandfag just to stop turn meter gains from Sandfag, otherwise it's going to be very annoying. It will constantly have now taunt on him as well, just because we have buffs. So we'll just have to burn through Sandfag first, it seems. So let's just feed turn meter to the team, do the mass assist. Okay, here come the Buzz Droids. Now luckily Echelon is quite durable and you do have a health and protection recovery baked in as well whenever you critically hit, so it will be able to sustain quite a lot of damage here to begin with, but eventually usually they do burn him down once you are, out of your cleanses and so on. Here I'm just gonna do basic because TIE Silencer has full turn meter anyway, so I'll save that ability for later. Let's go ahead and bring in Plo now just to get rid of all these Buzz Droids, because everybody has 3 stacks on them already. I'm going to put a taunt now over on Echelon just to make sure you have to protect both Shuttle and Silencer at all costs. As long as those 2 guys are alive, you have very good chance of winning. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can put a big hit on Spy. Oh, it wasn't quite enough, unfortunately. Those 2 stacks of their charge on him, it gave him some extra defense as well, so I was able to tank that big hit from Silencer. But an AoE here should finish it off, and then we just have to finish off Hyena Bomber, and that will be that. I'm not sure, did I get the OG Vulture droid out yet or not? I think I might have. So let's just go ahead, finish off Hyena Bomber here, get the one of our TIE fighters down. Oh, I still need to finish off that Vulture droid as well. Oh well. It cost me there, TIE Echelon, but anyway, a basic from Silencer here would have killed off the last remaining Vulture droid and secured the win for you. Up next we got 2 overkill battles, so let's start with Executor. Probably you don't even need both reinforcements, so if you do want a banner pinch, you can bench one of the reinforcements, or maybe even both, I'm not sure. I would never need it to be so much banner pinching to go in without reinforcements. So what you want to do, just burn down Sandfag as quickly as we can, because he'll be constantly gaining bonus turn meter, can stun somebody, is very annoying. Get him out, perfect. And obviously we can ignore the taunt. If Hyena Bomber ever gets a turn, we will be able to ignore taunt if we want to. That's why you want to get Sandfag out first, so then you can choose to attack whoever you want. They're getting their Buzz Droids out. We already defeated their OG, their Vulture Droid as well, so let's just We just need to finish off Hyena Bomber if we can, but it's going to be very durable, so they will probably get a reinforcement out. Let's see. Here you could bring in a reinforcement already, but you know, with everybody having buzz droids on them, I just like to cleanse instead. Just, you know, you never know when Spy comes out. If they do a big hit on somebody that's got buzz droids, you know, they could do some big damage. There you go. My Razor Crest, they're surviving, but there were no buzz droids. If you still have buzz droids on him, there could potentially be, you know, a couple of more assists coming his way, and that maybe could be problematic, because you can see at this point they already exhausted its savior. So definitely I would recommend doing the cleanse before you bring in the reinforcements. And just gonna bring in IG now. No point of doing basic, there's no breach on the target. You can just go ahead, use special, get a stun, get breach, contract triggered at this point as well. So now we are pretty in good shape there to finish off these guys. Remember, we already killed a Vulture Droid, so just a double tap here from Xanadu would have finished off their Hyena for the win. Alright, moving on, we got now Profundity, another overkill. Now what I like to do is to really test out Profundity, like do you really need Falcon for many of these battles? Because if you don't, you can still then use your Falcon with your Home 1 to take down another fleet. Well, Home 1, you know, can do a lot of damage on its own as well. So in these battles, what I'm doing, I'm just starting Ghost in place of Falcon, and then obviously having Phantom and Wedge as the 2 reinforcements. So all the other good rebel ships, they can stay with Home 1 if you do need a separate fleet. And actually Profundity, you know, works really well here versus Malevolence. The good thing about it is you don't have to worry about Malevolence gaining bonus turn meter, because obviously Profundity prevents all that turn meter manipulation. So you just want to go straight for the Vulture Droid. Again, there will be no turn meter gain, so you don't have to worry about that. Nearly took it out. Then Sandfuck should be our next priority as well. Okay, here they come. Let's go ahead and do an AoE hit that should finish off the Vulture Droid, I think. There we go, perfect, got it done as well. Also worth mentioning that both Ghost and Phantom, they have like low gear Phoenix characters. Obviously only Hera there is Relic 5 because she's required for Profundity unlock, but the other guys are kind of gear 8, I think. Let's go ahead, heal up here with Outrider. So you can see we're tanking these hits without any issues. Here comes the Spy. What's he gonna do? Alright, going after Outrider, okay. Let's get some assists out now of our own, perfect. There we go, keep going. More buzzes on Outrider. So far so good, just keep going. Let's just burn through Hyena, because otherwise it'll keep taunting anyways. So let's bring in our second reinforcement, and because I brought in Phantom first, I was able to bring back-to-back reinforcements, meaning we cleansed off all the debuffs and all buffs from the enemies as well. So this will now allow you here to hopefully finish off these guys quickly. So you can see Hyena Bomber, I mean, without Falcon, you know, you don't have a whole lot of damage output, but you do have great survivability here with Profundity, so you don't really need Falcon to take these guys on, I think. Okay, and we got lots of ways to heal, so not only a win, you most likely will end up with full banners here. So there you go. Let's just go ahead, finish off Hyena Bomber. Down he goes. They're going after Y-Wing now. That's okay. I think we just have to finish off Spy and we should be good here. So let's just call assist. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. And that's pretty much it. And not only it was a win, easy win, I think we end up with full health and protection on everybody. Alright, so from overkills to 2 battles you probably shouldn't be trying, but hey, if you have no other choice you can give it a go. Now Raddus actually used to be quite good counter versus Malevolence back in the day where we didn't have Executor yet in the game, because you were able to start Houndstooth there in the starting lineup, bring in Xanadu Blood as the reinforcement, and it was a really powerful combo there to take care of Malevolence. This now obviously is not possible because you will want to use those guys with your Executor. We do have now Star Fortress in place, but as we all know, Star Fortress is no Houndstooth, but you can still somehow make it work. Again, Spy is that wild card in here. Who is gonna expose? If there will be a big hit or not. But luckily we got evasion up, we got foresight, so maybe we can evade a few attacks. Let's go ahead, start off first by getting offense up for Poe. And then what you want to do is get tenacity up over on your Star Fortress. There we go, and then you can go ahead and do some assists. Okay, here they come. All right, here come the buzzes. All right, Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and land the days over on Sandfax so it's not constantly gaining bonus turn meter. Because you want to limit their turns to then limit assists from vulture droids as well. Now I know it's tempting to bring in a reinforcement at this point, but no. First you want to cleanse all those buzz droids, otherwise they will tear you apart, especially because Spy is about to come out of reinforcement. You do want to heal up so you can survive another wave of assist coming in your wave. There we go, putting a big hit on Star Fortress. Star Fortress, you know, at 7 stars is quite a durable ship. Also, you know, because of that evasion up, every now and then you do evade an attack or two like we did there. Alright, let's go ahead and bring in Race Falcon. Let's do the spitting trick just to get more stacks of her buffs there. There we go, all that foresight we keep dodging. Let's go ahead, put a big hit on Spy, obviously goes in hiding. Okay, lost Star Fortress there, but at this point, you know, you're in pretty good shape to be honest. Let's again gain offense up and foresight on your Poe. Now let's go ahead, put buffs on Poe, so he again gains foresight. We can now go ahead, one shot their Spy without protection, so that was pretty nice. I'm going to hold off on AoE because I'm worried that I would kill off vulture droids here, and this means more turn meter for Malevolence, and you don't want to feed turn meter to Malevolence, right? Because you're about to hit hold of maneuver now, so you just want to wait it out, basic only, just wait for hold of maneuver. Come on, where it is, basics only. There we go, hold the maneuver, pulling off. And we can now go ahead, bring in Landus Falcon. That's why he's a good reinforcement here, because then it, you know, takes a couple of extra turns when it reinforces. Obviously first remove the taunt there from Hyena Bomber, in case we need to get around it. Not too many buffs unfortunately, so let's see what Falcon can do. Okay, there we go, we took out a couple of vulture droids down. And now just a case of finishing off Hyena Bomber, because the other two vulture droids you can just ignore at this point, they're summoned. So whenever Hyena Bomber does fall, they will just disappear from battle. So as you can see, this was a very close call. It was definitely not something I would recommend you to try out on you know, frequent basis, but if you have no other choice, you can get some done with Raddus. And similarly, I'm never a fan of mirror matches, but if you do need to pull it off, I like to bring in TIE Reaper as a second reinforcement, because it will be removing turn meter from the enemy capital ship whenever any unit is defeated, yours or theirs, and so you can use that to make sure you get to the ion cannon first. This is really what Malevolence here, these mirror matches are. It's a race to the ultimate, right? So let's just go ahead, get their vulture droid out. I know this will feed turn meter to the Malevolence, but you just want to get it out as quickly as you can in beginning, just so you slow down their roll, so they don't have, like, you know, immediately buzz droids on somebody and taking somebody out, especially when they reinforce Spy. Hyena Bomber can take it, that's fine. It's gonna be very durable, very tanky. They're also going after Sandfac now. Alright, time to bring in our first reinforcement, which will be Spy. Let's see what'll happen. I'm not going to bring in TIE Reaper yet. I'll wait this, I think, for the next turn. We need to get rid of Sandfac as quickly as we can. Let's just get it down, perfect. And now we'll just go after, I guess, Hyena Bomber will be stuck behind the taunt. There we go. Just keep going, not much else we can do here. Basic, yep. You can see Hyena Bomber, very durable, very tanky. It will take a while, but you know, eventually do get through it. Let's unload an AoE, getting rid of protection on Spy. Okay, that's it. Okay, keep going. Unfortunately, no buzzes on the field for me at this point, so I'm not gonna get any assists. I can get a stun though on Hyena, because the stun on Sandfang's ability cannot be resisted. However, in order for stun to land, the enemy has to have a buff, and this is where you're gonna bring in your TIE Reaper now. So whenever any unit, yours or enemies, is defeated, the enemy capital ship, I think, is losing 15% turn meter. So, you know, this will kind of offset the 20% turn meter gain if, you know, do take out one of their vulture droids. There we go. But also, whenever now they kill off one of your vulture droids, it will happen the same. There you go, Hyena Bomber will remove some turn meter from Malevolence, finished off Spy, and that was the end of the battle. So there you go, guys. These are 8 different ways that I was playing around, testing out how to defeat Malevolence. So you can then choose, depending on your situation, what you want to do. As I said, my preferred counter always is Negotiator, but depends how I manage my defense offense. Negotiator isn't always available, so then there are other options there to choose from. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.